How you guys doing? This is Martin. You know me from my series on how I talked about the unemployment articles, how I told you some strategies on how to pay off your car loan in 36 months without being cheap or giving up Starbucks. Today, just got a hot cup of water from the Indian Casino Cafe. Or you've been watching my other series where I told you how to pay off your smaller loans first, even if the loan's $10 or $15. Pay it off, and then what you do is you just take that money and apply it to another bill, and you start like eating it like they said. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Or you looked at where I talked about how I paid off my car loan, how I paid off my student loan, got it down from 93,411 to 31,554, and now with the 0% interest, like I told you, if you're under 25, move home. Especially if your loan is under $10,000 and you're getting that $3,600 unemployment, plus you got some of that $1,200, move home, pay your mom and dad $400 to $500. That still leaves you at least $2,000. You can apply that towards your loan. You'll be happy you did, and what you can do is just save the interest, and then after September 30th, when the 0% interest ends, leave home. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the forbearance clause, because there's like, how are you guys? So who's getting tired of sitting at home? Who just got fired today? Who just got laid off? Who found out the unemployment didn't get approved? I was walking in Palm Springs yesterday, and a guy was talking about a neighbor. A guy was cussing outside, moving all around, talking about how his son got denied unemployment. See, that's not a guarantee. That's what I told you. Article 21116. They're going to check. You just going to go get unemployment. If that employer hasn't been paying into it, you ain't going to get anything. So that's why I said be careful, man. That's why it takes 2 to 3 weeks for you to even get your first check. They're going to check, and it's only for 9 months. I told you I was getting $1,440 for my unemployment, and you guys are getting $3,600. They just ain't going to give you that money for free. Some people are going to be the ones who are going to be left out. But and also, I want you to subscribe, comment, like. I mean, there's many of you college students. You can't. How much work can you do online? Do the work online, and you'll be like my neighbors, making noise. Or you're like you're the student with the fancy car. I see you driving out 4 or 5 times out of our apartment complex, coming back. You're like a caged rat, because like mom and dad bought you a cool car, but you can't show it off because now you're stuck at home. Because the government said, hey, we don't care what kind of car you drive. If you're just a student and you're not a liquor store, stay home. So I see all the college students freaking out. Subscribe, comment, like. Subscribe, comment, like. I need to get up to 1 million. I should get up to 1 million people within the next 2 to 3 days. I know you're saying, oh, I don't want to help him, man. Fuck him, man. Yeah, fuck me. That's why a lot of you, 26 million you are sitting at home. You just got fucked. Maybe that's from being selfish. Maybe it's not being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe it's making some bad decisions. But don't let that bad decision, I want to get you back to work, man. There's 26 million people who are going to be competing for that job. Are you going to go in there with confidence, where you go with the price range, or you just going on bended knee? They can make you work 40 or 50 hours. They don't even pay you. You're so scared that you just, I hope they just keep hiring me. And you find out the company goes out of business the next day and you don't work 40 to 50 hours. So I'm telling you, that's why. Subscribe, comment, like. If you don't want to pay my $40, $100, or $597 comment, then give me something. Learn how to pay money out. Some of you guys are getting $3,600 for 9 months, and I only got $1,440 when I got laid off. I had to go in debt. Some of you guys are getting paid more than when you were getting paid when you're actually working. Pay that money out. Invest that money. You need to do it. It's like let the energy go. You need skills. The government's not going to help you. After this 9, I already see people driving crazy. You know what? They found out they're going to get fired. Now they're trying to get to work. I won't get to work on time. Now the company says, we're probably going to have some cutbacks. Look at the way people are driving now. They know. Things are like, they know like, oops, maybe I wasn't as safe as I thought. So subscribe, comment, like. Martin Morris, P.O. Box 540, San Bernardino, California, 92402. Get some information. Get some skills to help you. You need to learn how to ask for money. You need to talk to the employer, make sure they pay you something that you work for, and then you know how to make your pipeline big where you can just keep not worry about the guy getting pissed off, giving you your final check and firing you. Because I told you, it's going to take you at least 2 years to find an equivalent job. Now that leads me into the forbearance. The forbearance is only for the banks. You can get a forbearance, which means you don't have to pay your house. This is for homeowners today. This is saying you can have a house, like I think they said it was 5 units or less. You're a homeowner with a loan. You don't have to pay that loan out for a year. My philosophy is if you have to take 1 month for forbearance, sell the house. You're saying, why, Martin? Because basically you're saying if you can't pay your house note this month, so you're telling me next month you're going to make twice as much that month so you can pay this month's payment and the next month's payment. And I already told you, it's going to take at least 2 years for you to find the equivalent money. And I know the first job you get, they're going to fire you or you're not going to get paid what you want. So how are you going to make that second month's payment? Okay, Martin, let me do a second month of forbearance, which means you don't have to pay the money. They won't charge you any fees, but it will damage your credit. It's a forbearance, but it will damage your credit. So what happens the third month? Okay, so you're saying the third month you're going to make 3 times that month to pay the 2 months and be 2 months you haven't paid and the 1 month that you're going to pay today. Okay, Martin, I'll go 6 months. So you're going to make 6 times this month what you didn't make last month to pay for the 5 payments to pay for this payment. You see? It's kind of like you're eating your tail or something. It just makes no sense. And then like you're able to go up to 12 months. So you're going to make 12 times this month what you didn't make for the previous 12 months to pay the 11 months plus this month of payments. Makes no sense at all. So that forbearance is only for the banks, because what's going to happen at the end of that, you can do the whole forbearance. Oh, I know a house is an American dream. Let's just reduce your payments and you'll sign up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You'll sign up thinking you're getting a good deal, not realizing like your credit's been damaged for 10 months. And the bank's just going to say, well, what we're going to do is if you ever sell this house, we're going to take back the 12 months in forbearance because the stimulus thing ends, maybe whenever it ends, December 31st. And they'll charge you penalties. But you're like, oh, this is better than living in the street. This is better than living on an apartment. I got cost certainty. It's okay. So you reduce your payments, but you still got property taxes. I don't think the local government's going to reduce their property taxes. You still got to do the house repairs, which you haven't done for the past 5 years. And basically, you're just stuck. Because once you sell that house, your credit's going to go down because they're going to do a credit check and find out you didn't pay your forbearance for like 1 month, 2 months, 12 months. And they're going to ask you why. And you say, oh, they said I could go a year without paying it and I couldn't pay it and I renegotiated my payments and then I sold my house. And they're going to say, oh, whatever. So then you're going to end up paying more interest and stuff because you have bad credit. Use this, as soon as you have to do a forbearance, use it as an excuse to sell the house. And then I'm going to get to that. Use it like, you already know you had, like I told you, I was in Palmster and you got the neighbor that cusses, you live across from a school, you're sick of the traffic, the vacant lot across the street where the homeless are staying, where Amazon's eventually going to go. We're going to have a big white wall to replace them. What else? What other reason could you play? Oh, you live with a neighbor who has a bunch of trash. The neighborhood is old. Use all of this as an excuse instead of doing the forbearance, sell the house. And now you think, oh, Martin, they're building a new complex next to me and my house will be worth a lot of money. Well, let's get to that. And like, say you had your house for like 40 years. 30 years, a house is completely depreciated by the IRS. In the minds of the federal government and the state, 30 years, your house is worth 0%. It's zero. That's why the insurance drops. So if you have any type of catastrophe, you're not going to get anything. But let me just say, let's say like you bought a house and you had a baby. 18 years later, like some people, let's live with the excuse that, oh, I want to save the house for my baby. Okay, let's do that. You buy a house at 0, you have the baby. 18 years later, that baby you want to save the house for moves out. You've had the house 18 years. And you thinking, oh, there's a you get the confidence to try to sell the house, and you say, well, they're building $500,000 houses across the street with state-of-the-art everything, and you think that's going to raise the comp of my house. No, 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 no. You've had your house for 18 years. Let me tell you what your house has went through. Your house has went through domestic violence, where you and your wife argued and threw shit around and broke stuff, hit the walls. You have all the little micro earthquakes in California, if you're in California, that weaken the structure, crack your foundation. You just have regular weather conditions, wind, rain, that's messed up the paint. You got termites. And, not counting the dogs, been shitting all over, pissing everywhere. Not counting the termites that you don't have any money to actually fumigate your house, that's been messing everything up. That's another one I have. And that's all I can think of right now. So you're thinking your house is worth, you've had your house 18 years with all the stuff I've stated, at least 4 or 5, and you're going to get your house for $500,000. They're going to pay $500 for your house. No. They'll pay you maybe $150,000, tear it down and build some multiplex or multifamily things or something. But your house is not worth that much. But you say, I want to save my house for my baby. Okay. Your baby is 18. And then the baby leaves home for 12 years, goes up, he or she goes and screws around, messes around, comes back at 30-year-old, divorced or something. After that time, you've bought the house, you've had the house 18 years, your child is 18, your child leaves, now it's 30 years. After 30 years, your house is 0. And say like you're like 50. I want to save the house for my baby. You're living over 20 years. So you have 18 plus 30, 12 is 30 plus 20. Your house is 50 years old. What the fuck what do you think you're going to get for a 50-year-old house? And you say, oh, they're building like the house is going $1 million across the street, and my house is worth 50. Is like, I've had my house so long, I'm going to get some money? You don't get no money, man. The best time to sell your house was between year 1 and year 5. That's when you couldn't got the most. Now your house is basically, your kids are going to try to sell the house, and the person's going to say, this is just an investment property. You guys never kept up the property, and even if you did keep up the property, technology and stuff in the newer houses, you won't even get half of, you only get 3/4 of the $1 million house. Be happy if you get $150. And that's what your kids are going to get selling your house. So basically, and then after that $150, you take off maybe $10,000, $12,000 for all the fees. And basically, you've left your kids, because they're going to sell that $50 house, unless you're drug addicts or you really have some screwed up kids, unless you're rich and it's a palatial or extravagant estate. Your house, you pay $300,000 or $400,000 for. Your kids, you kept it for 50 years. You dead. Kid, you die. Kids sell the house after you leave. That $250,000, $300,000 house after 50 years of all kind of wear and tear, weather, earthquakes, domestic abuse, kids fighting, all kind of crazy stuff. You may be lucky if your kids net maybe 100, 110 for that house, if that. Or they decide, hey, let's keep the house and make a future ghetto. That's all you're going to get out of this. So do not do a forbearance. A forbearance is not going to help you. If it's going to take at least 2 years for you to get a job to pay the equivalent money, just sell the house. Sell the house, get an apartment, get away. This is the time. Get away from the school, the neighbor with all the shit in the yard, the barking dogs, the cussing neighbor, the traffic, the lot, the homeless you look at every day across from the vacant field from your house. I'm speaking for experience. Or you're just tired of the commute, because there's nowhere to commute anymore because you're not working. So move somewhere closer to more like a central area. So I want you guys to subscribe, comment, like. Let me know what you think, man. Are you thinking, what are you talking about, man? A house is an American dream. Well, you're about to find out. If you don't give, you're going to have a deadbeat neighbor who's been staying there next to you for a year, who hasn't been paying, and you've been paying. How are you going to feel, man? And then eventually it may go into foreclosure. It may or may not. There's some crazy stuff coming. So sell that house. If you have any hesitation, 1 month, get rid of it, because you're saying you're going to make twice as much as the previous month when you had a job. You're barely paying a car note, house note. Now how are you going to pay twice the payment? So, and what I'm looking for, we're going to get down. We need to get up to 2 million subscribers. There's 2,600 million people unemployed. Don't watch Tiger King. Don't watch all that crap stuff. Watch the cat jump over the moon, or the cat look out of the spoon, or whatever you guys are watching, or what is it, pancake stuff. Just, is that going to help you get a job? Is that going to help you when you have to compete against that 26 million, all these people looking for a job? We're going to tell the guy you're interviewing, I saw the cat jump over the spoon and Jake the spoon stuff. Come on, man. Don't do that to yourselves. Subscribe. I have a $40, $597 program, especially for you first 6.6 million who apply for unemployment. Get it. Learn the skills. Do not treat yourself. The government's not going to help you. And if you don't want to do that, I don't have confidence in you, Martin. Subscribe. Learn something, man. Go watch my previous videos on student loans. Go back and watch why I say if you have under $10,000, you should move home if you're 25 and younger. Listen, you don't want to go into a job smelling desperate. You're not going to get hired, not in this environment. You want to go in with confidence that you could talk to anyone. Let's say, yes, I want that person to talk to my clients, or I want that person to work with me. That's what you want to be. Anything less, you will not get a job until like 3 or 4 years from now. You'll be working like me, AM, PM, this job, moving shit and moving stuff into the cooler if you're a liquor store or something like that. If you want to get back to where you were before, subscribe, comment, like. Let me know what you think, man. Or let me know, is it better just to sit at home and live off Trump? Or hope Nancy Pelosi will help you? Or another Don Quixote politician will help you? Let me know, man. If you guys are ready to get to work, learn something. Invest in yourself. Days are going to get worse before they get better. When the job market opens up, make sure you're the first one they interview. The sooner you start making the money, the sooner you start getting confident, the sooner you'll get your life back together.